So today we'll learn a new method of solving a transportation problem, and the method is it's called your least cost method or matrix minima method. Same method, both are same method. Okay. So in some book you'll find least cost method or matrix minima method. Both the methods are same. So in this method, what we'll do, as you have learned the northwest corner method. So in that northwest corner method, what we have done, we have started with the northwest cell, the first cell, and then we move towards southeast. And then after that, we have found what will be the solution of that transportation problem. Now, in least cost method, what we'll do, we have given a suppose a transportation problem. So obviously, you know how to arrange in a transportation table. So after arranging it in transportation table, the first step towards solving that transportation problem using least cost method is to find out from all the cell of that transportation table, which cell has the minimum cost. Listen carefully. What we need to do, the first step, from whole transportation table, you need to select the cell which have the least transportation cost. And then accordingly, you need to allocate from demand and supply after comparing demand and supply, from demand and supply to that cell. So from demand and supply, whichever is your what minimum, you allocate there as you have done in the in northwest corner method. So the allocation will be made. After once allocation is made, so then you check if demand is exhausted, then you need to strike out that column, and if supply is exhausted, then you need to strike out that row. Is that clear? So after making the first allocation, and if you have a strikeout, the column or row depends on the condition, whether supply is exhausted or demand is exhausted. Then you move to the second step. In second step, you need to follow the same process as you have did in the first step. So after first allocation, then from the rest of the table, you need to find out the next least transportation cost, in which cell it is. And then accordingly, you allocate by comparing the supply and demand to that cell, whichever is minimum. Then you allocate there. Then if demand or supply is exhausted, then accordingly you will strike out that column or row, depends on the condition, whether supply is exhausted or demand is exhausted. Then you move again to the next step. You follow the same process. Then again you find out which cell has the minimum transportation cost or least transportation cost. Then you see what allocation you can make to that cell. So the process will repeat it till your demand and supply both exhausted. Once supply and demand is exhausted, your process is over. And then after that, you'll find out what will be the initial basic feasible solution to that problem. And then From there, from that, you will be able to find out what will be the minimum transportation cost for that particular problem. Is that clear? So step by step, the method already I have written here. So you can go through that one. I have already explained that one. And with the help of one problem, now I'll explain the whole working process of solving a transportation problem using least cost method or matrix minima method. So see here, this problem. Obtain an initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem by least cost method. Okay. By what? Least cost method. So now, before using this least cost method, the first condition you need to check whether your transportation problem is your balanced or not. So how will you check the balanced? So as already you know that these are 7, 9, 18. These are what? These are supply. These are what? Supply. These are what? Supply from different sources. And this 5, 8, 7, 14. These are what? These are demands. These are what? Demands to different destinations. These are demands. Okay. So for balanced transportation problem, what was the condition? The total supply and the total demand should be equal. Okay. So now if you add this 7, 9, and 18, you will get 34. And if you add all these 5, 8, 7, and 14, you will get 34. That means this transportation problem is what? Is a balanced transportation problem. Is a what? Balanced transportation problem. That means we can use this least cost method to solve this transportation problem. Is that clear? Okay. Now, we'll follow the process of least cost method. So what was the step 1? From this all, we need to choose the least transportation cost in which cell it is. So if you check it first, so 1930, 50, 10, 60 here. Okay. So 8 is the what? This 8 is the what? These are what? 1930, 50, 10, 60. These are what? Transportation cost. These are what? Your transportation cost. If you have gone through the when I discussed the basic of transportation problem and the transportation table when I discussed. So already I told you this 1930, 50, 10. These are what? Your transportation costs. So this, out of all these cells, this we are getting that this cell has the least transportation cost. Okay. So this is where this transportation cost is in which cell? This is in column 2 and row number 3. So we'll check the column 2. That means destination D2. What is the demand? Demand is 8 unit. And from source S3, how much unit you can transport? So from source S3, you can transport 18 units. So from this source and demand, which one is minimum? Here it is, demand is 8 units and supply is what? Supply is what? 18 units. So from this supply and demand is the minimum. That means 8 unit you can allocate to this cell. This cell, how much unit? You can allocate 8 units. So demand is exhausted. So demand is exhausted. So it will be what? 0. So from this supply, 8 units you have already allocated to this cell. So from this, just you subtract that. So how much it is left? It left how much? 10 units. So that means still this from source S3, you can supply 10 units still after allocating 8 units to this cell. So this allocation, so demand is exhausted here. That means once demand is exhausted, then you cancel out that column. Okay, so that means you can cancel out this column. Okay, so we have canceled out this column. Okay, so after canceling out, so after first allocation, we have canceled out this allocation, your column, because demand is exhausted. If supply is exhausted, then you need to strike out that row. Okay, so since your demand is your exhausted, that means demand is fulfilled. So demand exhausted. So we have cancel out that that means column 2. Now after that, whatever cell left with where we have not made any allocation, we need to check from there the least transportation, what? Least transportation cost. Okay, so what is left? This your column, this column, and this column. So out of this, if you check 10, here 20, 70, 40, 19, 17, 40. So that means this is next least transportation cost is what? This is 10. Okay, that means you need to make allocation here. So how will you make the allocation? We'll follow the same process. So we'll check. This is in the first row and the fourth column. So we need to check what is the supply and what is the demand. Demand is your 14 units and supply is what? 7 units. That means which one is minimum? 7 is minimum. So this 7 we can allocate here. This 7 we can allocate here. So after making this 7 allocation here, so supply exhausted. So this 7 will becomes what? 0. That means from source S1, you can't make any allocation now. After allocating this 7 units to this, so supply is exhausted from source S1. So, and but demand is still not fulfilled. So how much it is left? After subtracting that 7 units from 14, so you'll get what? You'll get this 7. You'll get what? 7. So still 7 units you need to supply to this destination D4. So that we'll check later on. So, but right now we are able to make 7 units allocation to this cell. So here we have seen that the supply is exhausted. So once supply is exhausted, what we'll do? We'll strike out this row. You will strike out this row. Okay. Now we'll check the other cell where there has been no allocation is made till now. Okay. So okay. So here 70, here 40, here 40, 60, 70, 20. Okay. So 20 is the what? 20 is what? 20 is the minimum least transportation cost. 20 is the what? Least transportation cost. So we'll check here. So this is where the place position of this cell is where? That is your what? Third row and fourth column. So we'll check what is the demand and what is the supply. Demand is 7 units. Supply is what? 10 units. Okay. Supply is what? 10 units. Demand is what? 7 units. Which one is the minimum? 7 is the minimum. So you allocate 7 units here. You allocate 7 units here. So after making this allocation, demand exhausted, demand becomes 0. And from this 10, if you subtract this 7, so what is left? It is 3 unit left. So since demand is exhausted, so you can strike out this column. You can strike out this column. Then we'll follow the same process again. Now we'll check the minimum of out where there has been no allocation. 70, 40, 40, 70. Okay. So 40 and here also 40. Now see here. Now we have got two cells where the transportation cost that will be the that is your list, and the transportation cost is same in two different cells. So now question will arise here. Which cell will consider for allocating at first? Okay, the question will arise. Which cell out of these two cells where the transportation cost is same and that is minimum, then which cell will consider first? So for doing that, what you will do? First you check in both the cell what will be our allocation. Okay, so first we'll check what allocation we can make to these two cells. So if you'll check here it is 40. So demand is what? 5 units. Supply is what? 3 units. That means which one is the minimum? 3. That means you can allocate only 3 units here at first. You can allocate here 3 units. So keep in your mind. That means we are able to make how much allocation we can make? Make 3 units. Now here it is what? Demand is your 7 units and supply is how much? 9 units. So what allocation we can make? We can make 7 units. So here we can make 7 units. Is it not? Now here we can make only 3 units and here we can make 7 units. Now question is, which one will consider at first? So for choosing that, you need to check which cell has the highest allocation. You can make. How will you choose? Once your transportation cost got tight between 2 or more cells, it's not about only 2 cells. There may be 3 cells or more 4 cells where the transportation costs are same, and that will be the minimum. In that case, always you need to choose which cell has the maximum allocation you can make. So for that, you need to check which cell in that cell, what will be your allocation, and then you need to decide, and then you need to find which cell has the maximum allocation you can make. So we have seen that here we are able to make only 3 units, but to this cell we are able to make 7 units. So at first you need to make allocation where? In this cell, not in this cell. First you need to make allocation where? In this cell. So how much allocation you can make here? You can make 7, because the maximum allocation is what? Here, if you compare with the supply and demand is 7, 9, supply is your 9 units. So the minimum is from this 9 and 7 is 7. So 7 units you can allocate here. So 7, that means demand is exhausted. And how much it is left here? 2 units left here. So since demand is exhausted, so this column you can strike out. Just to cancel out this. Now after that, you need to check. After that, you need to check which cell has the minimum or least transportation cost. So what is left? These two cells only left, this one and this one, this one and this one. So the minimum is what, 40? Here 70, here 40, because other cell has already been in some cell we have made some allocation and other has been a strikeout. That cell doesn't have any use now. So only these two cell left where there has been no allocation, and still it has not been striked out. It has not been crossed out. So we need to make allocation. Now see here. So to this cell, which one is the minimum? 40 is the minimum out of 70, and 40 is the minimum. So what allocation you can make here? Here demand is 5, supply is how much? 3. So what is? So 3, just to make allocation 3 here. So the supply is exhausted. So supply is exhausted. So and next, here it will be what? Here it will be what? 2 units left. Now to this cell. Now to this cell. What is the supply? 2 units. Demand is how much? 2 units. So 2 units here. There are 2 units. Okay. So we made allocation 2 units here. So this supply is exhausted and this demand is also exhausted. So supply and demand exhausted. So that means that's your problem is over. Now what you need to do here? You need to find the initial basic feasible solution. So just you find out the cell where you have made allocation. So first here, that is 1. What is the cell number? This is the what? First row and the 4th column. That means X14. That is equal to how much? 7. Then this one, X21. That is how much? It is 2. Then here, there is no allocation. Here, 7 units allocation. So X23, that is equal to 7. And then there is no more allocation. Then here X31, that is 3. Then X32, that is how much? 8. And then X34, that is what? 7. So this is your what? Initial basic feasible solution. So this is what your initial basic feasible solution of the given transportation problem. And the minimum transportation cost is how much? So very simple, that is. How will do? Simple. 7 into 10 plus 2 into 70 plus 7 into 40 plus 3 into 40 plus 8 into 8 plus 7 into 20. Okay, so that. So how much you have got? 814 rupees. So the transportation cost is what? How much it is? 814. Now, while choosing this problem, the idea behind choosing this problem is that if you remember the least corner method, and whatever the transportation problem we have considered in the list, in the northwest corner method, the same problem I have taken here also. The same problem I have taken for least cost method also. So if you go and check what will be the transportation cost you got using northwest corner method, and then if you compare the same transportation cost you got for the same transportation problem using least cost method, you will see there will be a difference. So if you check, so there I think we have got 1014 rupees. We have got 1014 or 15 rupees. But here how much you are getting? You are getting 814 rupees, the transportation cost. That means, are you getting any difference in between these two methods? Are you getting any difference between these two methods? Obviously, there is a difference. Which method has the more accuracy? Obviously, if you compare these two methods, northwest corner and least cost method, so we are getting that the least cost method has more accuracy than the what? Northwest corner method. So if you need to find out the most accurate value of the transportation cost, or most accurate value of the transportation problem out of these two methods, so obviously we'll follow the what? The least cost method, because northwest corner method will give higher value than the what? Than the least cost method. So since it is a transportation problem, so always our motive is to minimize as much as possible the transportation cost. So out of these two methods, whatever we have seen, the least cost method is giving the minimum transportation cost. Okay. So this is the method for solving a transportation problem using least cost method. So I think all of you have understand that the process, how to proceed step by step. So you follow the process and easily you will be able to get the solution of the given transportation problem using least cost method. So while doing this problem, if you suppose somewhere you are getting that your supply and demand is not exhausted at last, that means you have done some mistake in allocation. You have done some mistake in allocation. Okay. So if you are going rightly, so at last, if it is a balanced transportation problem, so the supply and demand must exhaust at last. Okay. So there are few problems I have given here. Few problems, and one problem is there. So more problem I will upload in your in your Google Classroom. You can access from there.